What's going on, guys? I'm Avenger05 representing Little5 where we're doing big things, and yes, your eyes are not deceiving you. I am playing Mortal Kombat since it's been like over a year since Injustice 2 has came out, and the reason why I've been playing Mortal Kombat a little bit, trying to, get my skill back, because we are totally excited for next month E3 around June 14th. NetherRealm Studios is gonna reveal the first teaser trailer for Mortal Kombat 11. That's right, guys. Mortal Kombat 11 will be being shown on E3. E3's, I believe, starts around June 14th through like June 17th. It's like a 3-day thing. Now, what I really wanted to do is make this video as you guys see the clips, and I am noticing that the sound seems a little bit off from the clip. I don't know why, but just we're gonna use this video to talk about the timelines of what Mortal Kombat 11 might be about. Now, I know a lot of you guys who played Mortal Kombat X really enjoyed Mortal Kombat X, and if you guys are new to Mortal Kombat, or you guys haven't played it in a long time, like me, I've been playing Mortal Kombat since 1992 when the first Mortal Kombat first came out. Mortal Kombat 1, I played it, I owned it on the Super Nintendo when I was only about like 6, and I remember spamming. The only way I could beat the Shang Tsung boss was spamming with Liu Kang the dive kick. And but yeah, I played 1, 2, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, Mortal Kombat Trilogy 4, which was the first time it had the 3D movements. What else? Deadly Alliance, Deception, Armageddon, Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe, and then Mortal Kombat 9, which was the 2011 Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. Now, like I said, let's talk about the timeline. I am going to show you guys 2 pictures that I found online that seem to me seem pretty legit, but everything has been, none of the characters have been confirmed. Nothing has been confirmed about the timeline or characters in the game. Now, we won't know until actually we see the trailer for during E3. Once we see a trailer and what the characters are and all that, we will get an idea of the timeline. Here is Quan Chi with some sort of neck brace, because we all know in Mortal Kombat X, the story mode, Scorpion chops off his freaking head. Now, this looks legit. He gets a brace on somehow. He's a sorcerer. There's magic involved. Now, I'm going to show you another picture of Draman. Now, Draman first appeared in Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, which was right after Mortal Kombat 4. Now, Mortal Kombat 4, the boss in Mortal Kombat 4 was Shinnok. The boss in Mortal Kombat 1 was Shang Tsung, and then in boss in Mortal Kombat 2 and 3 was Shao Kahn. Now, Shang Tsung became young. He was old. He became young. What I really enjoyed about Mortal Kombat 9, which was just titled Mortal Kombat in 2011 for the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, was it was the second time it had an actually story mode like how it was in Mortal Kombat X or like Injustice. The first story mode came out in Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe, the chapter story mode. Now, the other games had story modes where you were Draven, or I can't remember his name, but Draven is his brother. It had like a conquest story mode, but no, this was like a fight story mode game, starting with Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe. Now, that was a pretty good game. I liked it. It was kind of weak in gore and like fatalities and all that, but the story mode and the DC characters were cool. The DC characters had that like old school feel to them, like with the Superman with the tidy whities, like everyone had that like the old school feel. Now, the Injustice games now, which I really like, because the characters have more of that retro feel to them, and it still has that story mode chapter scene stuff. That's like you're watching a movie. Now, let's get back to this timeline, what I think the timeline is going to be in the next Mortal Kombat 11, because it's going to be the same timeline of like Mortal Kombat versus or Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. Now, how is it going to be going back, you're going to say? Because I know a lot of you guys, I met a lot of people who really enjoy Mortal Kombat X, but they never played Mortal Kombat 9. Like I said, once again, 2011, Xbox 360, PlayStation 3. If you've never played it, I don't really suggest going back and playing it, because it's kind of a slower game than Mortal Kombat X. It has the same combo mechanics, the juggling, except there's no sprinting, so it is a little bit slower. But I suggest just going to YouTube and watch the story mode. Just watch the whole story mode, and you're going to understand that Mortal Kombat 9 is titled Mortal Kombat because it's kind of like a reboot. It's like a reboot slash go back in time, alter the timeline kind of thing. Because in the beginning of it, let's just talk about it. In the beginning of it, it starts off with that Armageddon setting because everyone's all dead. At the top of the pyramid, Raiden is fighting Shao Kahn, and Shao Kahn's about to smash his head in with the hammer, and Raiden like speaks into his amulet and like sends a message to the Raiden in the past. Now it was pretty cool because as the message is going through the past, right when Shao Kahn kills him, you'll see like little clip like scenes of the previous Mortal Kombats from like it showed Onaga. I remember it showed Onaga, the boss from like Mortal Kombat Deception. It showed like all the scenes from all the Mortal Kombats, and all of a sudden the Raiden from Mortal Kombat 1 gets the vision, and the whole game is about him trying to figure out like a way to stop this happening in the future. So yes, you play through Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3. It has all the classic characters from 1, 2, and 3, and it only had one character that didn't show up till later, which was Quan Chi. He didn't show up until Mortal Kombat 4, which was Shinnok was the boss on that, and I'm gonna explain, why he had a big role in Mortal Kombat 9. Well, like I said, I remember as a kid playing Mortal Kombat 3, and I remember there was no story mode in those older games. It was just fight and getting up to the boss. And Mortal Kombat 3, you're actually fighting in Earthrealm, and you're fighting through the subways, and you're fighting in the streets. And there was that one stage where you're fighting on the streets, and the newspapers all flying around, and you see that big green tornado in the background. Well, it's cool playing Mortal Kombat 9 because you're playing through all of them, and it explains a lot. It explains how Shang Tsung becomes young from being old in Mortal Kombat 1. It explains like how Cabal was made and such like that. But the only thing is that it altered the timeline. So Liu Kang does not die until Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance because Shang Tsung and Quan Chi double team and kill him. Well, the Mortal Kombat 9 altered it because Raiden kills Liu Kang because he believed something, and he ended up having to fight Liu Kang and kill him. So if you remember Mortal Kombat X, when Liu Kang sees Raiden, he goes, "Oh, you killed me." Now, if you gotta think, if you played the old ones, you'd be like, "Well, that's not how he died," because like I said, it was like a reboot slash go back in time, change the future kind of thing. Now, it just kind of like altered the timeline. So Raiden didn't really stop what was happening because at the very end of the game, Quan Chi sees Shinnok, and he's like, everything's going to plan. So now Mortal Kombat X, in the very beginning, that timeline starts in Mortal Kombat 4, and it was only in the beginning of Mortal Kombat X because Johnny Cage and Sonya Blade, like everybody was young, fighting Shinnok. Cassie Cage wasn't born yet, or Jackie Briggs. And it was only like the beginning of the story mode, so it was like kind of like a backflash of what happened, because mainly Mortal Kombat X was all about the return of Shinnok. So everybody got a little bit older, everyone has kids, so it kind of altered and it kind of like just delayed the timeline of the next Mortal Kombat. Now, the reason why they would be doing this because they kind of run out of ideas. Everyone in Deception, Sub-Zero looked really old in Deception, where Frost was was in the game, the girl Sub-Zero, and so it's a way to restart and re-amp the characters and give a little bit more time of making games in between Injustice 2 and Mortal Kombat. So, like I said, I'm excited for E3. I can't wait to see. We will know a little bit more better about it. Once again, I'm Avenger05. Let's talk about this later. Peace!